Hello, friends. Good afternoon. It's Reverend Pat, and I am here to give you your midday faith lift. This is a time for us to step away from the busyness of the morning, take a little break, and then come into the opportunity to go within and prepare ourselves for the afternoon. So I'm very happy to be with you today. It is Monday, July 20th. I'm in shock at we're already at the 20th of July. Um, Time just seems to be flying. And so I'm grateful that you're here with me. I see some of you on. If you would put your name in the chat box, that would be very helpful so I can know who I'm conversing with. Marie Bell, good morning, my dear. She's out in Arizona, so it is still morning out there. Carol Holt, you're so faithful, Carol. I'm so grateful for you. And so I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update as well. Reverend Elizabeth will not be on the Midday Faith List going forward. She has resumed her full-time employment, so you can catch her at 6:30 in the morning when she does her early morning meditation. But the Midday Faith Lift will now be done with myself and with Barbara Kowalska. Hi, Brenda. Brenda from Wisconsin's with us. Yvette, hi. Well, I am so happy that that many of you are here with me today. And for those of us that are in Maine, do take care. It's hot today. It's going to be in the 90s. And for us, that's not the norm. So just be mindful of that. Drink plenty of fluids. Wear a hat if you're going outside, and be gentle with yourselves. So I wanted to share, today I'm going to be doing a reading about from a book called Falling into the Arms of God by Megan Dawn, and it's Meditations with Teresa of Avila. And on Friday night and Saturday, I did a workshop online with Marjorie Zoet Bankston, and she did the workshop on Hildegard of Bingen. And I've been reading Hildegard. I've been reading Julian of Norwich. I've been reading some of Teresa of Avila, and so I am being inspired to do a series of these wonderful mystics. And that will be coming up in early August as part of our Sunday service. So today I would like to share with you from one of the readings in this book by Megan Dawn, Falling into the Arms of God. And I'll read the reading and then we'll move into meditation. And of course, you can just close your eyes and let my words just flow over you so you can start your meditation right now. So this is called The Mystical Reality. And this quote comes from her collected works. O children of the earth, how long will you be hard of heart? So right there, we're being called to soften our hearts, to open our hearts, make them pliable. Do not be rigid. And Megan writes, these words were spoken to Teresa by God when she was questioning the authenticity of her mystical experiences. In probing the nature of reality, we tend to gravitate toward the theory that the common experience should dictate our own. After all, this is what the majority of people are living and experiencing. Therefore, it must be true. But what of the rare mystical experience? The validity of such an encounter needs to be recognized for what it is, a divine gift of love, which expands the human soul, enabling it to comprehend a greater reality. So in that paragraph, what she's saying is that we aren't to compare ourselves to other people. And this is what we do as a society. We look at what is going on and say, we must look like that. And what she says is that's not what is needed. We need to experience our experiences and see them for what they are. She goes on to say, we are all mystics, slowly awakening to the reality of who we really are. That is, we are the children of heaven and earth, of spirit and matter, who are blessed both with heavenly and earthly experiences. God does not know the difference between these worlds, and we are all being given the opportunity to enter into this unity. If only we will soften our hearts and cease to question God's infinite ways. The way of the mystic is a pathway to experiencing these ways of infinity, a pathway open to all. And so in this paragraph, what she's saying is that there is no separation between earth and heaven. And that when we have these experiences, they are an opportunity for us to open our hearts and to cease questioning God's infinite ways with us. I love this line. The way of the mystic is a pathway to experiencing these ways of infinity, a pathway open to all. And so if you in your lifetime have had these kinds of mystical experiences, have you tried to push them away and say, oh, this can't be happening? Or have you been embracing them and realizing them as a gift from God? She goes on and says, Teresa described one of her experiences as a fire being enkindled in her heart, coming, she said, from God's true love. She knew that this was not of her own doing, as she felt it consuming her and burning away all pains and miseries, with her soul emerging transformed like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Her soul possessed a fresh purity, and she began walking on the pathway again with new vision. Even so, she questioned its reality. Like Teresa, we too often doubt our experiences that bring us into a mystical closeness with our own souls and with God. And I can think of a couple of experiences in my life when I have heard the voice of God. And you know that voice. It is very different from your own voice or from that chatter that goes on in your head. You know that you are being told something that is well beyond your own knowing. She says the soul contains a complex array of all our faculties, including memories, rational thought, and intuitive and psychic abilities. To have all these faculties comes into alignment on an issue is often a very difficult task. For many, the rational mind is dominant, and subsequently, it governs the process of interpretation and belief. For a few, the intuitive and psychic faculties are well developed, and so their belief system has been constructed accordingly. Most people do not experience a balance among all these faculties. The universal paradigm of the mystic, however, is one of unity, encompassing all faculties and realities, both inner and outer. And I know that you have heard me say so many times that for the first 40 years of my life, I lived from my neck up. So I was living in that dominant rational mind. And so when I would get some kind of a message or hear something, it was very hard for me to accept it because of the fact that I was living in that dominant mind. She goes on, how do we experience this unification that the true mystic experiences? Now she's going to give us the insight to this. Through surrendering to the Spirit, wrote Teresa. The Spirit of God, which is our very spirit, lays all the faculties of the soul to rest in a unified existence of peace and love, and in doing so, allows the transformation of the soul to occur. Herein lies the true nature of the mystic, a unity of being known through a spiritual metamorphosis. Further, the word mystic derives from the Latin mysterium, which means to be altered. So the way to this is through surrendering to the Spirit. The Spirit of God, which is our very spirit, lays all the faculties of the soul to rest in a unified existence of peace and love. And when this happens to us, we have that mystical experience, and it means that we will be altered. So in time, we will come to know our mystical experiences to be as valid as any other experience in our lives. We will no longer think of them as rare occurrences for a select few, but as a natural way of life for all of us. What a wonderful thought to hold on to, that these experiences of these mystical experiences that we will receive will become just as natural as our day-to-day experiences that we experience now. So now I'm going to invite us to move into the silence, and there's a meditation that I will lead you into. So if you haven't already gotten yourself relaxed, settled in, I invite you to do so now. Bring yourself into a quiet and reflective space. Follow the rhythm of your breathing, and allow that breathing to go deeper and deeper into yourself. And allow thoughts to float on by. And bring yourself before the Spirit of God and lay your soul down. And at this time, if there's anything that you want to surrender to the Spirit, just do that now. Turning your life over to Spirit. Immerse yourself in the calm, peace, and love, and allow your soul to be transformed. Allow yourself to be in the silence. Allow your soul to be transformed. Allow yourself to be. I invite you to come back into this time and space. And as you go about the rest of your day, just be mindful of when that voice speaks to you that you know is not your own. God bless you. And I bow in gratitude to you. Have a love-filled day and know that you are loved.